Relax, take a breath, and let this story ease your mind. Buttercup and Iris, A Tale of Gratitude. This story is about Buttercup and Iris, who discover the transforming power of gratitude in their lives and their village. Once upon a time, in a quaint little village at the edge of a vast forest, lived a compassionate girl named Buttercup. She was well known for her kindness, spending her days helping her neighbors and caring for the lush gardens surrounding her home. Buttercup's best friend was a magical creature named Iris, who possessed the unique ability to sense and amplify gratitude. Iris had the appearance of an ethereal butterfly with shimmering wings that sparkled like the dawn. One crisp autumn morning, when the leaves were dancing in shades of gold and amber, Buttercup noticed that her garden's flowers were wilting. No matter how much she watered them, they continued to droop sadly. Worried, she sought advice from Iris. Iris fluttered her delicate wings thoughtfully and said, "Perhaps the flowers need more than water. Maybe they need to feel appreciated." The next day, Buttercup decided to give it a try. She spent the morning talking to the flowers, expressing how much joy and beauty they brought into her life. She thanked them for their vibrant colors and delightful scents. With every word of gratitude, Iris softly hovered beside her, enhancing the warmth of these heartfelt sentiments. Astonishingly, the flowers began to perk up, their petals opening wider and colors growing more vivid. Buttercup's rejuvenated garden quickly spread throughout the village. Curious neighbors came to ask what her secret was. Buttercup smiled and replied, "Gratitude. It's the magic of appreciating the beauty around us." Inspired by her words, the villagers began to practice gratitude in their daily lives. They expressed thankfulness for each meal, the laughter of children, the kindness of strangers, and the crisp, clean air. Slowly but surely, the entire village transformed. It became a place brimming with warmth and joy, where flowers bloomed brighter and the sun seemed to shine a little longer. One evening, as the sun set in a blaze of crimson and gold, Buttercup and Iris sat together on a grassy knoll, watching the village below. "Thank you, Iris," Buttercup said softly. "You taught me the true power of gratitude." Iris's wings shimmered more brightly than ever before as she replied, "And thank you, Buttercup, for sharing it with the world." Together, they reveled in the tranquil beauty of their surroundings, hearts full of gratitude and contentment. The next story waits, calm and comforting. Yuri and the Fire Spirit Akali. This story is about a girl named Yuri, who meets a fire spirit called Akalifa and learns the true meaning of peace and tranquility in a magical forest. In a quaint little forest on the edge of the human world, there was a glistening pond surrounded by tall, whispering trees. The air was always filled with the soothing sounds of nature, creating a perfect haven for Yuri, a gentle-hearted girl with an adventurous spirit. Yuri loved to wander through the forest, exploring its hidden paths and secret groves, but her favorite place was the pond, where she would sit for hours, watching the sun's reflection dance on the surface of the water. One evening, as twilight draped its soft veil over the world, Yuri noticed something unusual. A delicate ethereal light flickered at the edge of the pond, almost like a small flame dancing with the wind. Curious, she approached the light cautiously, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and wonder. As she drew closer, the light took shape, becoming a tiny creature enveloped in a warm, fiery glow. It was a fire spirit named Akalifa. What had heard tales of fire spirits before, magical beings born from the essence of fire, but she never imagined she would meet one. Akalifa hovered above the water's surface, its incandescent form casting a gentle glow around. "Hello," Yuri greeted softly, her voice barely more than a whisper. The fire spirit turned towards her, its eyes gleaming with an inner light. "Hello, dear human," Acalypha replied, in a voice crackling like embers. "What brings you to this tranquil corner of the world?" Yuri smiled, her eyes wide with amazement. "I come here to find peace," she said. "This place fills my heart with calm and joy." Acalyph's fiery light seemed to brighten at her words. "Peace is a precious gift," the fire spirit mused. "Can you seek it, but you truly understand it?" Yuri nodded thoughtfully. "Can you tell me more about peace?" she asked. Acalypha floated closer, its warm glow enveloping Yuri in comfort. "Peace is not just the absence of conflict," the fire spirit began. "It is a state of being, a harmony with oneself and the world. It is in the quiet moments between thoughts, the gentle rustling of leaves and the stillness of a pond at twilight." Yuri listened intently, absorbing every word. She felt the deep connection with Acalypha, as if the fire spirit's wisdom were a melody her heart had always known. "Thank you for sharing this with me," she said sincerely. Acalypha nodded, a smile forming in the flickering flames. "It is my pleasure. Remember, dear Yuri, you carry peace within you. Whenever you feel lost, return to this place and let its serenity guide you." With those words, the fire spirit began to fade, its light merging with the twilight until it was no more than a memory. Yuri remained by the pond, basking in the tranquility of the moment. From that day on, she always carried a piece of the forest's peace within her heart, and whenever life grew chaotic, she would return to the pond, where the memory of Acalypha's glowing presence would remind her of the tranquil harmony she had found. Let's settle into another soothing story. Lotus and Tiala, the Reflection. This story is about a girl named Lotus and a butterfly named Tiala, who discover the true meaning of reflection through their deep friendship and beautiful moments by a serene lake. Once upon a time, in a serene village nestled by a crystal clear lake, there lived a young girl named Lotus. She had long, flowing hair the color of midnight and eyes that sparkled like the stars. Lotus was known for her kindness and her unique ability to see the beauty in everything. One day, as she walked along the lake's edge, she met a delicate butterfly named Tiala. Tiala's wings were a brilliant mosaic of colors, shimmering in the sunlight. They became fast friends, exploring the village and the meadow together. As autumn approached, the lake's surface mirrored the golden leaves and the sky's ever-changing hues. Lotus and Tiala loved to sit by the water's edge, pondering the reflections. Lotus often spoke about her dreams and fears, while Tiala shared tales of far-off lands she had visited. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, Tiala flitted over the water. "Look at our reflections, Lotus," she said softly. "What do you see?" Lotus gazed at the image of herself and her friend on the water's surface. "I see two friends, who are always there for each other," she replied with a smile. Tiala nodded, and they both sighed contentedly. "But do you know what else I see?" Tiala asked. "I see strength, courage, and the power of friendship. No matter the journey or the challenge, we face it together." Lotus felt the warmth blossom in her heart. She realized that the reflections on the lake not only showed their image, but also their deepest bonds and emotions. "I am thankful for you, Tiala," Lotus whispered. Tiala landed gently on Lotus's shoulder, her wings brushing softly against her cheek. "And I am thankful for you, Lotus. You have taught me the true meaning of reflection." They sat together in silence, watching the stars appear in the twilight sky. The lake's surface now mirrored not only their faces but also the endless universe above them. That night, as Lotus drifted to sleep, She held on to the feeling of comfort and friendship that Jiao had given her. She understood that reflections weren't just about images, but about seeing the truth and beauty within one's soul. And in that serene village, by the crystal clear lake, their friendship grew stronger with each passing day. Here ends another tale to ease you closer to sleep. The Adventure of Dahlia and Sweet Pea. This story is about the adventure of a young girl named Dahlia and her raccoon friend Sweet Pea who discover that the greatest treasure is their friendship. In a distant village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a young girl named Dahlia and her best friend, a curious raccoon named Sweet Pea. Every day after finishing her chores, Dahlia would race outside to join Sweet Pea for a new adventure. One warm summer's day, they discovered an old, dusty map in the attic of Dahlia's grandmother's cottage. The map depicted a secret path leading deep into the heart of the forest, promising to reveal a hidden treasure. Intrigued and excited, Dahlia and Sweet Pea decided to embark on this incredible journey together. They packed a small bag with some food, a flashlight, and a compass, and set off towards the mysterious forest path. The dense trees loomed overhead, casting dappled shadows on the ground. Pets chirped melodiously, while leaves rustled in the gentle breeze. As they ventured deeper, the forest grew wider and more mysterious. Along the way, they encountered a wise old owl, who warned them of the challenges ahead, but also offered them a magical feather for protection. Dahlia thanked the owl, and with Sweet Pea on her shoulder, they bravely continued their journey. They crossed trickling streams and climbed rocky hills, their spirits high despite the obstacles. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a hidden glade blooming with vibrant flowers and sparkling with dewdrops. On the center stood a majestic ancient tree, with a door carved into its trunk. Dahlia and Sweet Pea exchanged excited glances and opened the door. Inside, they discovered a room filled with mesmerizing lights and centuries-old artifacts. At the far end of the room was a small chest. Dahlia's heart raced as she carefully opened the chest, revealing an array of glittering jewels and a scroll. The scroll contained a message from an ancient guardian, describing how the greatest treasure of all was the friendship and courage they had shown. Overjoyed, Dahlia and Sweet Pea realized that their bond and the experiences they shared were more valuable than any jewels. As they made their way back home, the sun set in a blaze of colors, painting the sky with hues of gold and crimson. They arrived at Dahlia's grandmother's cottage, tired yet triumphant. That night, as Dahlia tucked Sweet Pea into his cozy bed, they both smiled, knowing that they had created memories to cherish for a lifetime. Good night. May your dreams be filled with kindness.